Hey, it's Dave Knight here from 123daytrade.com. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. So, what's going on? January 7th, I started a new career. Went into the truck driving industry. I took my class, went through 3 weeks, and then I got out with my trainer. I passed the kidney stone this last week. Actually, finally pissed it out on Thursday, so it was like a week later. Was it Wednesday? Wednesday or Thursday. I came home on the night of March 1st, and I got some time off and saw the doctor and whatnot. Anyway, so you don't need to hear the horror story when it comes to kidney stones, but it gave me some time to think, and I wrote down some notes here that I want to talk about, and where the future is right now of my business and how I want to pursue the future. So this is where I'm coming from. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is Truck and Trader. So TRUCKN Trader.com. I bought that website. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but I thought I would document that. What I'm thinking about that is going to be a documentation blog of how or what I'm doing as far as the trading scene in a truck. So basically, Truck and Trader. So I will be the information. So blog for a year of what I'm doing on the trading front, and that's going to be and I'll link to that below. And then I'm also going to post a blog post here to 123daytrade.com so you can see what I'm thinking, and I'll link over to that so you can go and to your heart's content. So it'll be it gives me a reason to do a couple things. One, I wanted to work with Thrive themes instead of Optimized Press. I want to learn that system inside. You don't need to know all that stuff, but it just allows me to use a different platform to build out a website and play around, since I will have some extra time on the off time on those 10-hour breaks that you have to take. So I mean, I don't require an awful lot of sleep. 5 to 6 hours an evening is usually good for me, and I found that to be pretty much standard. I need one night to be able to crash for 8-9 hours, but for the most part I only need about 5 to 6 hours a night. So that's going to give me some extra time in that period to be able to, not only that, it gave me some time to think, but along those lines, let's talk about where I am in my training, and let's talk about where this process will probably start up. I will be going out with Perry. The plan is to head back out on Tuesday, which I believe is March 12th, and finishing up my training. As far as that goes, I got 6,000 more miles to get through my training. He estimates that we can finish it around March 28th, March 29th, and I should be in my own truck roughly around the 1st of April, heading towards home, being dispatched home. And then, so basically, long story short, when I go out, I don't plan on coming home until I bring my truck back this direction. So that's the plan as it relates to what's going on. Now, along those lines, what I want to talk about a little bit is the plan. So Millis is the company that I work with, Millis Transfer, and we've been paid. I've been paid this 4 times so far. So if you look at that particular environment that I'm in, I was able to gross about $5K in 1 month. Now that was probably a little bit on the high side. So if I figure that I can gross around $50,000 in a year, that's going to help me pay off some debts and also be able to slowly fund a trading account as well. Now, and let's get my notes back out. So what I want to cover. All right, so the motto of what I wrote down, and I actually was writing notes. All my notes I wrote down here in my cell phone on a notepad. So all my notes are here, and then I just translated it out to my notebook that I wanted to talk about. So the motto of the trading that I want to accomplish, and I don't mean to offend any of you guys out there because I'm a truck driver too, but this is the motto that I'm working with right now. This is just a work in process right now. But I said, trading so easy and simple, even a truck driver can do it successfully. So that's what I am. I mean, I'm owned this particular business model. So what's the goal? The goal is to be able to take a laptop, right? Now this is a 2009 Dell. Now I don't know if this is going to be, this is outdated, outmoded. It's 2009. Most likely it's not going to be able to keep up with the trading networks that you need. But if that is the true statement, what I'm looking at, this is what I'm planning on, you know, so simple and easy that you can you can use a laptop. Now this is a thick old laptop from 2009, but basically, long story short, yeah, you can take a laptop, you know, and enter your trades and trade, right? So that's how simple and easy that I want it to be, that you can use a laptop. So what does that require? It requires probably one of two things, and this is some of the things I got to go through, right? It requires a Wi-Fi spot to be able to connect to a Wi-Fi. And also requires, or if that's not true, then it requires a hotspot or an internet connection of some kind, right? So those are the things that has to happen to be able to trade in a truck out on the road, right? So there's some areas that I noticed that I have Sprint network. There are some areas that I noticed on Sprint that I was in Roman, and that's not going to cut it. Where my teammate or my trainer Perry, with his Verizon network, he was never not in network. So that's something to think of. So one of the things I kind of want to point out right now is Sprint versus Verizon. So if you have Verizon, you know, on the road, then you're good. Sprint, man, it's hit or miss. There's a lot of areas that unfortunately you're in, where we deliver and where we go to, that you're in a roam situation with Sprint. And I'm assuming, but as we know, and if you know anything about cellular networks, Verizon has the best overall coverage with the LTE and 4 going to the 5, right? So that we know that. So what I wrote down here is, with everything I know about trading over my 30 plus years of doing it, what do I know now that I would tell my younger self? So 30 years in, I think I overcomplicated things. So what I wrote down is 3 little points right here that I want to cover. KISS is much better than overcomplicated things. In other words, keeping it simple, stupid, is much easier and much more, it's a more efficient way of trading than overcomplicating everything with 1,000 indicators, right? So that is the principle number 1 that I want to follow, or trading law number 1, if you want to look at it another way. Trade less is better than trading more. Duh. So principle number 2, or law 2, however you want to talk about this, is trading less is better than trading more. And you're going to be trading from a truck. You know, what I can tell you right now is I'm going to have to be very specific in setting up my trades. And unless I'm home and being able to do it from home, you know, on those days that I do have home time, trading from home is going to be kind of like a bonus, as opposed to so it'll be a different, you know, be like something that is something that, what's the word I'm looking for? It'll be easier, right? It'll be like, wow, look at all this complicated, look at all this stuff I've got here, as opposed to this, right? But this is the point. Being able to do it on a simple process. Now, as far as computers go, if this doesn't work, most likely I'm assuming that I'm in the assumption that the old computer is not going to be able to keep up with the new trade stations. By the way, that's one of the products that I'm looking at. Now you can see this behind me with TopStepTrader. Yes, I'm thinking about the 50K account at TopStepTrader. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I'm also looking at TradeStation. They have a really good plan right now that basically, I think that a lot of the markets, every market that I looked at was roughly under $7 a round turn, all in, with the programs that they got right now. So TradeStation. So my thought process is, you know, I use the CTS with TopStepTrader. So will I go back into this, and I'm thinking about the 50K account at the 165 a month, or, you know, what I need to do with TradeStation is learn a whole new platform. I think it's called TradeStation 10, So I have to learn that platform, and you have to fund it with $500 minimum to be able to access the simulator. So I've been approved at TradeStation. I just need to fund it with the 500. So none of that's going to happen until after I get my own truck. So that's kind of where I am right now as far as that goes. I'm just telling you kind of the plan as I look forward, basically looking into April, what I'm thinking about doing at this point. So this is where I am. And point 3 that I have here, taking more out of the market than you're willing to risk. So this goes back to the same basic principles that I believe in, right? That goes back to money management, risk management, and trade management. So all those simple rules being put into a very well, three rules, right? KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Trade less than trading more, and take more out on the wins than you're willing to risk in any given trade. So that's the overall goal that I'm going into this particular environment. Obviously, trying to use a laptop to be able to. Now, as far as if a laptop, the laptop that doesn't work, I've already earmarked several laptops on newegg.com, and I'll do a video on that if and when I decide that I'm going to, and I'm not going to build my own, like I built my own trading computer over here and whatnot. I'm not going to build that. Laptops are way too hard and way too confined of a spot. So I basically boiled it down to a couple brands, Dell, HP, and a couple others that are out there. And I'm looking at newegg.com because and that's where I would get my computer parts to build things out anyway. So my notes right here says trading must be simple and easy to understand and implement. Must be able to trade from a laptop with either a Wi-Fi connection or a hotspot. Things needed versus things I want. Well, TradeStation, 500 minimum for a simulator. Will the 2009 laptop do the job? Newegg, minimum requirement versus what I needed. What I can tell you about this laptop is a TradeStation platform, minimum requirements versus that laptop, it's not conducive. So I'm assuming that I'll have to bump up everything. This has got 4 gigabytes of memory, and they recommend a minimum of 8 to 16 gigabytes of memory. So I'm well behind the curve on that. Now it does have enough storage space to hold the platform and whatnot, but being able to use that particular network, or for instance CTS, that's another thing that I've got to look into. So most likely what's going to happen is I'm going to have to spend, and roughly I'm looking to spend somewhere between $500 to $750 on a new laptop. So that's where I'm trying to keep my budget at. Now this particular laptop back in the day in 2009 was top of the line at the time, and it was around, I think, probably $1,250, somewhere around there. So prices of laptops over the life of things with the new power that you have has decreased in price, giving you more power to be able to do what you need to get done. Now, here's the overriding question is the Wi-Fi connections and the internet out on the road conducive to be able to trade? That's something that I'm going to blog about, right? For the next year of my life at Truck and Trader, I'll blog about the pros and the cons of doing this, and there's probably other guys that did it, but I want to do it myself to prove if you can or can't do it. So, and I might as well take advantage of this time that I have out there, right? So I have a year worth of doing something productive, or just sit there twiddling my thumbs. I'd rather be productive than sit and twiddling my thumbs. If you know anything about me by now, that's how I roll. So my off time will be spent trying to better myself and continue to use that time to grow as a person, as a trader, as a dad, as a son, a brother, you name it, so things like that. And I wrote down here, point 3 on this is TST an option? In other words, is TopStepTrader an option? Now, I'm pro TST. I'm pro TopStepTrader. I believe in that company, that it's a great place to grind your teeth at, to learn an environment that's that, you know, for instance, the worst case scenario at TopStepTrader is that if you're in the 30K combine, is that you're out $150 a month and maybe a $100 reset. So maybe your fixed cost at TopStepTrader is $250 a month. Let me tell you something about trading in the real markets and futures with your real account. Losing $250 is extremely easy to do in any given day. In fact, losing a lot more is extremely easy to do in any given day. So having an environment like this, TopStepTrader, to be able to grind your teeth, to be able to learn, to be, you know, so there's all kinds of platforms that they use. Now I use CTS, but I mean, I know they support NinjaTrader. I'm not sure about TradeStation. If you know, answer that down below. I need to look. I know they support NinjaTrader and another platform that I was using called Trade Navigator, but I ended up liking and using CTS trading service. I think. Anyway, so it's called CTS. Excuse me, it's called Cunningham Trade Service or something like that. So they're called CTS. So the T4 platform. As far as time that I can do in this particular environment, you know, I've got courses that was sent to me, that I bought, things that I've purchased over the years. This was one of my favorite courses that was by a gentleman, Mike Robertson. I haven't heard from him for a while. I don't, if anyone knows if he's living or not, you know, if you can put that down below. I tried to call the number that was supplied to me and it went to nowhere. But, you know, to decipher some of the courses that I've bought over the years. So put the, you know, so when I get my home time, to put that course in the truck and go through it with a fine-tooth comb, determine what I want to keep and what I want to throw out as it relates to how I want to go about this. That's kind of where I am right now. So wanted to bring you up to speed about what's going on, and I want to try to keep this to about 20 minutes. I'm about 17 minutes in. Let's have a drink. Coffee. Let me think here for a second to make sure I didn't forget anything, and let me look over my notes. All right, so as I wrap this particular video up, I'll be blogging at truckandtrader.com, and I'll link to that on the YouTube video, and also I'll link to it on my 123daytrade.com. So the purpose of that is to be able to learn Thrive themes, is what I really thought about, and document a year of being out on the road, the things I see, things I notice, you know, just not just trading, but documenting the lifestyle of a truck driver and also a trader, me being both on the road. So that's why Truck and Trader, and yes, I know it rhymes with the F word. So I'm assuming my haters will come out and say, yeah, you're a trader. Three points that I want to, you know, well, the motto, right? Trading so easy and simple, even a truck driver can do it successfully. So that's what I am. So being able to take this information that's in my head, that's in other people's information, that's been on the board and all that, and bring it together in a conducive manner to be able to you know, win more than I lose. Going back to the three principles that I'm trying to accomplish, right? And to bring it to a conclusion, KISS is much better than overcomplicating things. In other words, keep it simple. Trade less is better than trading more. Point 2 and 3. Taking more out of the market than you're willing to risk. Those are the three overriding principles that I'm looking to accomplish as I work this out. As far as time frame goes, like I said, I need to get into my own truck. That's roughly going to take the rest of March to be able to get that together, and then I'm looking at around April to be able to, you know, and I'll bring you up to speed as time goes on about what I want to do. But starting in April, working my way around through the rest of the year, how I approach trading in an environment that is completely different than anything else I've ever done in my life. All right, that's about it. This is Dave Knight here from 123daytrade.com. I appreciate you watching today. Thank you for your time and your consideration. Any thoughts and comments that you want to mention, put it down below. I answer all my comments, so feel free to put it down there and let me know how I can help you as well. Obviously, I recommend TopStepTrader. If you want any information on that, let me know. I'll be more than willing to talk to you about that as well. So that's it for now. As far as where I'm going to open an account, I'm going to open an account at TradeStation, and I'm going to fund it with $500 to be able to work with their simulator so that I can look at TradeStation 10 and determine if that environment is how I want to go about it. So basically, TradeStation, there's two different things I'm thinking right now if you're asking me what I'm thinking, and I'll wrap it up with this. TradeStation, so going positionally to a swing trading environment, TopStepTrader staying in that day trading environment, and putting myself inside either probably the 50K account and setting up the trade setup sometime in the night and having a set profit target and a set loss going into it. So that's kind of my thought process right now that I'm looking at. So it'll be like a one trade a day, Monday through Friday type of environment at TopStepTrader. So that's kind of where I'm thinking about documenting that, the one trade a day type of environment. Most likely, as I think about it, it'll probably be in the overnights, like when the European markets are opening or something like that. Or I'm setting up that trade for, maybe around 11, 12, 1 in the nighttime, so that it's going to be working through the day. The object of it being able to get out of that trade before, I think it's 4:10 Eastern Standard Time, because you have to follow the TradeStation rules, right? I mean, excuse me, the TopStepTrader rules as it relates to that. So that also means that I got to be able to put the commodity, the CTS platform, keep wanting to call it Commodity Trend Service, because that was Nick Van Nice's, and he used to call it CTS as well, and CTS is called Cunningham now. So that's why you'll see me with that Freudian slip. So that's how long I've been in trading. So I've been a trader 30 plus years of my life, and my 1, 2, 3 day trade says 25 years, but it's over 30 years now. So as far as where I want to go and what I want to do, this is a complete different lifestyle for me now, to be able to be out on the road seeing things I've never seen before. I mean, heck, I was in South Dakota, North Dakota, Iowa. I've never been in any of these states. Minnesota on the other side of the state, so there's things I'm seeing that I would never see being at home. So yeah, there's bonuses and there's plus and minuses to everything. So I'm trying to keep a positive mindset through this next year. Get my loan paid off here at Millis Transfer. By the way, if you're looking for an environment that's conducive and friendly and is good, Millis is the way to go. Millis Transfer. I'd be more than happy to talk to any of y'all out there about my experience, and of course you'll see that on the blog that I'm documenting my journey as well at Truck and Trader. Not to be confused with the F word that I'm sure my haters will come out and let me know about, right? All right, that's all. Dave Knight here from 123daytrade.com. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I'll see you on the next video I'll put together. Bye for now.